Once again, Raymond Arroyo.
Welcome back to The World Over. My next guests are part of an iconic American family from my home state of Louisiana. You might be more familiar with them as stars of Duck Dynasty, the show that ran on A&E for 11 seasons. Tonight I'm joined by two of the women behind that cultural phenomenon, MISSY Robertson and her daughter Mia. They've collaborated on a new book series for kids. It's called The Princess in Camo. I'm happy to be joined by both of them tonight. Missy and Mia, welcome to the show. Okay, I want you to start with whose idea was this Princess in Camo series? Who came up with this?
Okay, now the series...
Be truthful.
Now Zondervan actually approached us with this idea, so that's the honest and truthful answer. Okay. But the stories have all come from Mia and her cousins.
Wow. Now, how do you devise these stories, Mia?
They've all really happened, really. So we just kind of based it off of real stories, except for the one where Rowdy has to wrestle an alligator. That actually didn't happen. But
Yet. Didn't happen yet.
But the treehouse and even Duck Blind is all real, and us living on the same street is all real.
Wow. And now this is based on, of course, your famous family, and the characters in the book are the Carraways. Their show is Carried Away with the Carraways, and they have a reality television show in and out of their lives every day of the week. Now, the interesting thing here is, for Allie in the book, she's really not that thrilled about being part of this reality television show. Were you feeling like Allie when this was winding up after 11 years?
Kind of. I didn't want to ever go on strike or anything, but sometimes I didn't want to get up and, you know, get up sometimes before school even starts and go film, and then miss school, which I didn't really want to miss school, and then film all day, and then basically just doing the same thing, saying the lines over and over. I got tired of it, but I still liked it.
Missy, what has this been like for you, having now the cameras out of your lives every day, but still being in the public eye when you choose to?
So watch out, because it looks like this might be a little therapeutic for us, these books. But yes, it's been different since the show has ended, absolutely. And people say, do you miss it? Like, yes and no. No, we don't miss the filming every single day, but yes, we miss the people. We fell in love with some of the crew members. They became family. You know, 5 years of working with some of those day in and day out. So we do miss them. But the excitement, of course, wore off after a little bit, and that's part of what that Running from Reality book is about, is understanding that God is using you for a purpose. Don't forget it. What seemed like a blessing at the beginning might not seem like it the more it goes on, but it really, really is.
How do you weave your faith into these books, Mia, and into the storylines? Do you all confer together? I mean, I know the stories come from Mia. What role do you play here, Mom?
Well, of course, I think that's where a little bit of the collaboration had to come into, because I wanted to make sure that there were principles there for the children to get, just like I want my children to get. But then the adventure comes from the girls and from Rowdy putting in all of their 2 cents on each of those characters. So to marry the adventure, the fun, the reality in the fiction with good morals, good values, learning to treat people with respect and kindness, even when you disagree, that's a lot of what's in these books.
And do you feel there's an absence of this type of material in the youth marketplace?
I definitely do. Me as a reader, she could probably answer that more than I could.
What do you like to read, Mia?
Well, I guess right now I'm reading Little Women. So
That's a classic. Yeah, and do you like to read those stories? I mean, that was written, I read that recently to my own daughter, and the cadence of it is so slow compared to the cadence of books and the rhythm of a book today because of the short attention spans. Do you find it difficult to read a book like Little Women?
Sometimes I can pretty much read anything, but sometimes if I'm reading a book, I know that something is going to happen at the end of each chapter. So I can kind of see something that's coming. But with like Little Women or some other classics, you don't really know what to expect.
Ah. Yeah, no, that's why they hold up and they're still classics and they're great. But it's nice to have something contemporary that particularly girls can read now and get lost in an adventure and still come away with values and enduring qualities that they can take into their own lives. Now, tell me about the challenges I know you have faced over the last year. You were born with a cleft palate, underwent several surgeries. How did that experience, did it shape in any way this series and the way you approached it?
Well, Mom wanted me to have cleft lip and palate in the book too, but I didn't really want to because I told her it's fiction, it's not real. We can just make anything we want to.
That's the fun thing about fiction.
So then we picked that Allie would have allergies, so
Right.
she still has something to overcome in.
So you don't have allergies in real life?
I don't have allergies.
Okay, well that's a good thing living in Louisiana because as you say in one of the books, you know, Louisiana can kill you with the, with the mold spores in the air and everywhere else. Now, tell me about your Mia Moo Foundation. Where did that start and what does it seek to do?
Well, we started that in 2014. We were getting a lot of attention in an episode that we were about to do regarding one of Mia's surgeries that were coming up. And so we thought, what a better way to advise the public about this than just start our own foundation? Because when she was born, Jace and I had no idea what this diagnosis was about, what would it would entail. And even monetarily, it's a lot. And especially we both worked, we had insurance, we had 2 other children, and yet after 2 surgeries, we were in debt $12,000. And knowing that we had multiple to go. So when we were able to do this, that's the first thing we wanted to do, was to be able to help other American hardworking citizens who really want to choose the best care that they can for their child and not have to just say, well, let's just go down the street because it's cheaper or it's quicker, even though they may not be the experts. So we wanted to make sure that parents had choices and that money was not going to be the obstacle. But our website has so much information that we didn't have. So we wanted to make sure that parents can go to miamoo.org and just really learn about this. If they're caught in this diagnosis, go there and learn as much as you can about it.
And you make a good point. There's a lot of charities that exist to help children with cleft palate born abroad,
Yes,
but
absolutely.
very little in the United States.
That's right.
Now, what has this done to you, going through that experience? Mia, did it change you in any way?
I don't really know. That's just kind of all I've known. Just in and out of hospitals, going to the orthodontist every 6 weeks. I really can't imagine anything different.
So it didn't affect you really?
Not really.
Well, it's because you have a loving family too.
There's really nothing to compare it to for her because, like she said, she was born with this. So it's not like she had a traumatic accident that she's having to endure, overcome. This is all she's ever known. And so from day one, literally day one, she's had to learn how to adjust with this. And this is normal for her.
Now tell me, this book, the series, and Princess in Camo, we now have 2 books, the first 2, Running from Reality and Allie's Bayou Rescue. Are there going to be more books in the series?
2 more.
2 more. And these are for girls 8 to 12. What do you want those readers to take from the story?
From the first one, we have a new cousin, which that's true. We had a new cousin about 3 years ago named Rowdy, who's Hunter in the book. And it's just been us girls since I was born. I've just known me and my 3 best friends, just us, and we're all around the same age. And then Rowdy comes in, and he's a boy, and we're not used to boys. And so we have our own what's called the Diva Duck Blind in the book, which is also real in our real life. So it's just kind of weird having a boy there, but then we accept him. You're supposed to take away is that you should accept everyone like God accepted us. And then from the second book, it's about counting your blessings because we are kind of sick of the TV show, and so we want to go on strike, and then we forget how blessed we are for we can get up and just be like, oh, I don't want to film, and we should, not take it for granted that we should be able to film on TV.
How has this changed the family, Missy? Has it changed? I mean, I've interviewed Uncle Si. I've interviewed the patriarch of the clan.
Oh, boy.
In the woods with Phil. I've been in the woods with Phil. He sat right where you're sitting. How has this changed the family in the wake of this phenomena that really took the country by storm?
Well, here we are in Washington, D.C., and we're just a redneck family from Louisiana. So in a way, it's made the world much smaller for us. My son now is studying abroad in South America and has been for about 6 months. So, you know, normally I would have thought, no, that's not happening. But just in that way, that trusting in God, that He will give us more than we will ever ask or even imagine. We can't even comprehend how He will use us. Trusting in that and understanding that He wants what's best for us, but His goal is to expand His kingdom. And so to be able to be used like that, you know, the very last day that we ever filmed, we were all sitting on a very large sofa, all wrapped around. And Phil, patriarch, said, you know, these last 5 years, I have grown spiritually. And I thought, me too. And who would have ever thought that a silly reality television show in a redneck family from the swamps of Louisiana could sit back after that experience with all of the phenomenon success that it had that no one saw coming except God, that we could say, I'm stronger now spiritually because of this. So I think that that's a wonderful thing for him to have said, because I felt the same way, and Jason and I have shared that together. So if the bond is there and you understand the purpose that you have, and that purpose is to be used to glorify God and to expand His kingdom, it's not about us, it's about Him, then yes, we're going to be growing spiritually every single day, and then pass it down to the next generation.
Here's the real burning question I have before I let you go. Did Jace shave the beard? Took the beard off?
He also shaved his hair, like not off, but
Oh,
like
really?
cut it off, like I guess to shorter than
Short.
And I got to cut it off. He put it in a ponytail and I chopped it off.
Wow, that's pretty good. Well, that's a cheap way to get around paying the barber, too. Well, I wish you the best with the series. I think Princess in Camo is a lot of fun, and I know girls are going to love it. So great to meet you. I hope next time I can come see you down in the bayou.
Yes, absolutely.
Great to see you all. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
The first 2 books in the Princess in Camo series, Allie's Bayou Rescue and Running from Reality by Missy and Mia Robertson, are available at bookstores everywhere and online.